Hello and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray you're well in all your ways and that you are moving towards living a life of true fulfillment, true peace, and true transformation, because I keep saying we're on ancestral time. And on ancestral time, it means that we have access to, to knowledge that may have not been accessible to us in the past. And the reason such knowledge is being made available to us, and the primary knowledge that is kind of being downloaded into our hearts, our minds, and our spirit is actually African spiritual science. How to use the power of our minds, the power of our soul, and the power of our spirit, and our connection to the Creator to do, to perform signs and wonders in our lives, in the community, and across the world. And what we have to realize is that these powers are being made available to us, in our dream space, in our waking lives, where, I feel like each and every one of us has a group of guardian angels, has a group of guides, and among those guides are our spiritual teachers. And, they always say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, or the teacher manifests. The teacher may manifest physically, but the teacher may also be that voice inside of your heart that tells you to go left when you want to go right, and tells you to, trust someone who you may be doubting to trust, those kind of things, that kind of perpetual inner cycle. And I've been telling you guys, it's really, really important for each of us to do the necessary inner work to make sure that we get our heart into the right condition, where there's more love than hate, where there's more light than darkness, where we have resolved a lot of those issues that would make us self-destructive and would hamper us in the future. And really, this is the season for that, where we're seeing that there's so much happening in the outside world. The global African nation is being bombarded. We're being just, hammered by the New World Order agenda. And at that time, I also feel there's a lot of upheaval in our individual lives. Several people have reached out to me saying, their spiritual beliefs have been shaken, or they're just going through many, many transitions, because there's a pull right now, family. There's a pull between going back to an old cycle or starting afresh and starting anew by faith, by courage, and by bravery, if bravery is even a word. And, the reason all of this is happening is because we're in the middle of a world superpower transition. And, we are not at war and in war, with just ourselves and with trying to get global Africa together. But the entire world is shifting. The entire world is repositioning itself as one empire collapses and another empire rises. We look like the underdogs. Many don't even think our empire will rise, although they try and say it, it will rise economically or will rise this. No, our spiritual kingdom here on earth is coming back. And the reason that's happening is because, in this major superpower transition, we are caught in the middle. And that's why a lot of people say, the final great war, for those who believe that, will happen on the African continent. I say no, because by that time, we'll have the Africa spiritual science, the mental science to shut down weapons, to shut down bombs, to shut down satellite systems. That's the kind of mental prowess and spiritual prowess that is called on us at this time, because we must recognize that we are at war. And you may try and say, the war is out there, it's not in my life, but the war has been brought to your doorstep. It's been brought to your doorstep through food. It's been brought to your doorstep through vaccines. I mean, now we're even getting actual video footage of, racist Mzungus saying that, yes, they actually did go around giving, Africans HIV and things like that. Like, there's so much that's being revealed. And even with the current vaccine agenda, the war is at your doorstep. If you look at religion, if you look at the kind of school systems and education programs that your children are getting into, the fact that now, sex education is being pushed at such a young age. The war is at your doorstep, whether you recognize it or not. And so you cannot confront this new emerging reality, which is a war front, with who you were before. There is no space really for, the former you, and you are really being called to rise up and kind of come into your power. But the Most High, the universe, can only trust you to fully be everything you can be once you are balanced. And that's why I think for the last year and a half, I've been telling you guys, work on your issues, balance yourself, heal, forgive but never forget, remember and recover. That's the one. I don't forgive and forget, but I remember and recover. Let certain people go, make those tough decisions which are required, because it's not business as usual and it's not living life as usual. And a lot of people have asked, how is this global army of, how is this global African army going to come together? Do you really think where we are that we have, that we can build all these bombs and tanks and nuclear weapons and all this? Do you really think that's how we're going to confront the enemy? If it is, I encourage you to pray and let the Most High reveal to you how this battle will be won by the global African nation. I'll leave it there. And I really want to just encourage a lot of you to remember that religion has completely broken us, and it has separated us, from African spiritual science into beliefs and illusions. And the reason they've been able to do that is because a lot of the seeds and principles of our reality, the supreme creator, all these other, Christed ones or spiritual masters that incarnated on earth to help humanity rise to the next level, all of those, all those it's all in our ancestral heritage. All their stories are flowing in our veins. And all their solutions and how they were able to overcome whatever, whatever type of situation over millions of years, that blood is in us and that memory is ours. But will we do the necessary inner work to access it? And the reason this is so important is because we did see what happened in Bahamas. And, there's a lot of talk that it may have been a HARP attack. And the thing is, there's a lot of weather manipulation systems. And what a lot of countries across the world, from the Indias to the Chinas to, a lot of the Europeans, what they've done is they've actually built weather defense systems, so that in case the weather has been manipulated all over their nation or whatever, they're able to dilute that, and cancel it out. But why can't we go into that kind of technology and that kind of thinking? It's because we were broken, and we're being led by a lot of mentally broken people and spiritually broken people. So the only thing you can do is work on yourself, continuously work on yourself, and the Most High will manifest in your life and use you in a mighty, mighty way. And life will be exciting, and you will truly be living your best life. Because the more I change, the more that affects us, and the more we change. So the better you are, the better we are. The better I am, the better we are. The higher I fly, the higher we all can elevate. And that's why your personal, I don't want to call it salvation, because guys may get it, and I don't want to call it ascension, whatever. Your personal elevation is the most crucial thing in this point and time, because we are at war. And in war, you use absolutely everything that is at your disposal to win. Africa isn't even using 2% of what is at our disposal, because everything that is at our disposal has been shut down in our hearts. I really hope we're connecting. And let me tell you, there are a lot of spiritual teachers and spiritual masters, I call them hidden generals, that are being prepared to come to the scene. But are you ready? Have you done the necessary inner work to now, ride this spiral that's going up and elevate to a new reality, a new consciousness, and a new experience? I pray that you will make the necessary changes. It may feel like cutting off a finger right now, but it will be the best thing you ever did for yourself and for global Africa. No.